So welcome to BodyWarriors. What is a warrior? Well, I've been practicing a long time and I get really frustrated because patients are arriving here at my office virtually every other day now telling me stories about what type of care they've received in other facets of our healthcare system. I find it frustrating to hear stories like this because I know everybody's looking for answers. They don't have a lot of ability to assess or to critique medical providers of all types, whether it be an acupuncturist or a medical doctor or a physical therapist or a chiropractor. But I do, since I do this for a living, and I have some pretty good background as to what types of injuries generally present here in my office. And what I find is there's lacking of a few things. The major limitation that I find is time. I know a lot of offices, due to perhaps the inability to run an office without seeing a certain amount of people in a given day, will rush patients through the process. I'm sure many of you feel very rushed. But what you want to try to do is find a practitioner that, one, cares about and is truly concerned about your injury. The second thing is they have some skilled hands and skilled ability to diagnose the problem. And so those elements being lacking here, I find we're rushing through the part of history taking, we're rushing through the assessment process, the actual examination procedures, and we're oftentimes finding that these practitioners are guessing at what's wrong with you and providing from the medical front perhaps a prescription for a pain med or for a muscle relaxant. From the physical therapy standpoint, it's a usual, what I find is overall sort of protocols that are followed with e-stim, ultrasound, and ice for every injury, to chiropractors that are trying to fix a problem with a 5-minute adjustment. So what I thought I would do is try to share with you the successes that I've had, both procedurally, but also I think the magic and the secret sauce of BodyDoc is time. So one of the big things is I spend time. So I get to know the patients quite well. I do a lengthier history and evaluation procedure, so I'm going to be a little more accurate as far as what part is broken and what I need to do to fix it. And if I can engage you guys as a warrior here, I think you can become the trusted source of healthcare in your area. I've become extremely successful here in Southern California. I'm well known in my area as somebody who has tremendous ethics. I practice a very sort of a country doctor style of medicine here. I'm not rushing through. I'm not seeing multiple people at the same time. And people feel that difference. They feel that they're being taken care of. They're getting the time that they want. I charge a fair price for what I do. And I'm fixing injuries over and over again that other practitioners couldn't fix because I think I'm spending a little bit more time being more accurate with my assessments and spending a little bit more time with the use of my hands in fixing problems. We find that the medical doctors have tremendous education and experience, but the paradigm is more towards trying pills and trying prescriptions to cure maladies, or referring out to a physical therapy group that's focusing on having you lie on a table with e-stim, ice, ultrasound, and maybe a set of instructions to go through some exercises, where the chiro is taking x-rays, looking at your spine, and making evaluations about the health of your spine, your nervous system, and its impact on your injury. And everybody's got their ideas, and if you're lucky enough to find that somebody is the type of practitioner you need for the type of injury you have, then it all goes really well. But there's a lot of failures, and the failures are that the practitioner is putting you into too narrow a category. They're not spending the time taking a proper history, and they're just simply not very accurate at what they do or very effective. So my idea here is, if you want to become a warrior of mine, patients are going to be sending me history forms. I'm going to do the groundwork for you guys and take the history, communicate with that patient a number of times on email and maybe even in a telemedicine conference. And from there, I need you guys. I need you out there as practitioners in the area where these people live, so that we can help more people to avoid this crappy system that's rushing everybody through, costing lots of money, and oftentimes not getting any darn results. So if you're really interested in becoming an expert in your area, becoming the body doc where you live, as patients reach out to me, I need to build my army and build my warrior base, So I'd love to have you on board. This is simply just because I love helping people. I hope you do. If you have the time and you've got the hands, I've got the background on the diagnostic front and the assessment front to steer that business towards you so that you can be the body doc in your area. We can take on healthcare, improve this whole system, have people getting better, having people have true home remedies that work and help, and then also figuring out, helping patients figure out exactly how they manage their problems, what type of insidious mechanisms might be behind, teaching them movement pattern assessment, all the things that I've been learning over the 35 years that I've been doing this for a living. So I'm excited to share this with you. I'm excited to grow this idea in a much larger level, and I need you with the time and the hands and the passion to help patients heal from injuries. Somehow